Hello and welcome back to the Football Brehz podcast, a platform where we discuss, debate, and we banter. Today, I'm your host, Kieron, and our panel of special guests today is Liverpool fan Dwayne, we have Chelsea fan Kadus, and we have Spurs fan Ben. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
Doing well, start doing well.
I need a drink.
Good. No, you don't. Ben, leave that evil alone. You don't need it, man. We're here for you.
Yo, Kieran, how's the skincare routine going, man? It's looking good. It's glowing.
You can't see what's going on. This is all me.
Glowing, man. Yeah, man.
This is all me. No filters. Jeez.
Come on.
Anyway, if you want to know about what's going on,
What
you
is this,
got
bro? Dwayne, are we missing something?
But it's 2022, man. It's different. Why? Cadus, show them. Show them what time it is, Cadus. Show them exactly. We're different out here, man. That's what we're doing.
God.
Exactly.
These men are sharing skincare routines.
2022.
You might have caught us. Hey, so on today's podcast, we are going to be talking about the top six, and in particular, who we think are the front runners for the top six this season. So it's been a very, I'd say it's been a very top turvy start to the season. I would say Liverpool, City, and Chelsea, they were running away with it. Sorry. And then over the past couple of weeks, I think Chelsea and Liverpool have taken their foot off the gas, while City have carried on continuing with their results. But it's still up for grabs. Dwayne.
Oh, you're not gonna mention about Arsenal, how they just
Well, no. I'll be honest with you, Ben. I wasn't gonna put us into the argument yet, only because they were always the big three teams to beat this season. They had last season. They had a great end to the season, and also the way they started and the enforcements, the reinforcements which they got for their club. For me, they were always going to be the ones to win this season. But after getting Conte, you guys have stepped up. I don't think Conte has lost the game in the league yet.
What about all the money that United spent? You know, the Varans, the Sanchos. The CR7.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
What?
Cool.
Let's
move on. My bad. I interrupted
no,
you.
Ben, we can stay there if you want to, Ben. We can stay there.
No. Let's move on.
Okay. So let's start with you, Dwayne. So obviously, the last game that you played, it was against Chelsea. It was a very, very entertaining game. It was a 2-2 draw. Do you think you could have got more of that game, and do you think this is going to dent your fight on the league title this season?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think we can get the title this season. I think it's City's. To be honest with you, I do think it's going to be a shootout between Chelsea and us for second spot. That's just me being honest. It's going to take a big miracle to really catch up with City. That means requiring Chelsea kind of getting points against City, but we don't want them because that means them being around us at the same time. But I can't really see City dropping points against anyone else other than our club, Liverpool or Chelsea, to be honest with you. And
Wait. Hey. Show some respect.
Honest, bro.
You know the funny thing is, knowing Tottenham, you're probably going to have a parade about the fact that you beat City this season. There's probably going to be you're probably going to have like a.
I don't care. Respect.
Bring out the confetti. Bring out the cake.
It's not just this season though, is it? All right. The past two seasons, 3 seasons, we put City in their place, so it's okay, isn't it? Keep going.
I wouldn't.
Sorry, Dwayne.
I wouldn't bet on that happening.
Just to add on to that, Dwayne though. Sorry, Ben. Apart from City, has can't even get my words out. Has Tottenham beat anyone else in the top six?
Well, has Tottenham lost?
I'd like to know. Dwayne, you carry on. My bad, Dwayne.
Keep going.
That was a great question. That was a great question.
I see you, Puma. It's okay, bro. It's okay. You're hosting. I'll be kind.
But yeah, this season, from what I gather, we're just we'll have a shootout with Chelsea for, I guess, second or third spot. Really, I think we've got that kind of cemented. I guess out of the rest of the top six, City are just clear ahead. But like I said, we would need City to drop major points. I can't really see that happening right now.
You know what? You've already been mentioned. Let's go over to Kadus. Dwayne's already said that he thinks it's between you guys for that second spot. Do you actually think that first place is out of reach, or do you think it's going to be second spot for you guys as well?
I mean, anything can happen in football. Do you know what I mean? But based on what we've seen so far with City, they're the only team right now that haven't been hit with COVID and injuries too. But the squad that they've got right now is so deep, they can rely on everyone, where people can chop and change and you don't see any sort of change in momentum. And that's just what you have when you've got Pep Guardiola and he's got that system in there for 5 years. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's a starter. So yeah, Dwayne is correct. If we were to if Chelsea or Liverpool were to see any sort of success, then we are kind of relying on the fact that we need City to drop points. And the fact of the matter is, I can't see them dropping points really anytime soon. But anything can change. You never know. That's the thing. You never know. As for the, we are going to be slinging out for the second spot. Even though, to be honest with you, at that point, all I really care about are trophies. I guess for pride, maybe for banner, it'd be nice to finish second. But the reality is, you're not, especially in the Premier League, top four, that getting the Champions League, cool. Doesn't really matter really where you place, in my opinion. But yeah, I would say, that top three, and then whoever comes afterwards, I'd probably say Arsenal would probably be another team that I'd probably say I'd want to look out for. But yeah, I think for Chelsea, we'll kind of be fighting out for the second or third place. I would like to still say the title race is on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you never know. You just have to win all your games and just hope that City slips up. But it's football, man.
But they don't, though. Let's be honest. In the second half of the year, City don't usually slip up.
Yeah, this is it. It's the business end, isn't it? It's the business end.
But if they focus on Champions League, that might be a chance for us. But their squad depth is mad at the moment. But yeah,
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like their second team is a first team, and they perform like the first team. Do you know what I mean? You have Bernardo Silva, who is out the door, and he's probably arguably one of the best midfielders
players.
And he's not really starting consistently. You got Foden, you've got Grealish, underwhelming, but he's still an asset to have. Obviously, De Bruyne now back from injury. It's a madness what's going on over there, man. The only thing you can hope is if Diaz or Laporte gets injured, and maybe that back line is but no, man. I think City right now have got it cemented.
Okay, so we've just been talking about you might as well say the top three race with Chelsea, City, and
the big dogs
and Liverpool. So let's go down a little bit lower. At the moment, in fourth place, we have Arsenal. But as I'm the host, let's give someone else a chance. Let's talk to Ben. Ben, whereabouts are you at the moment? Are you fifth, maybe?
Yeah, we're fifth. No, we're sixth. We're sixth. We're sixth.
But you got a couple games in hand though as well, right?
We've got 3 games in hand to second place, and 2 to third and fourth. But yeah, it's one of those. It's do you know what, we've done well. We've got quite a lot of games and our unbeaten games. We're pulling out results, at times where we don't seem like we're going to get anything off the game. And yeah, we're 3 games behind. If we win our 3 games in hand, we could be right up there in third place. But it's a big if. We'll see what happens, innit?
Okay. So do you think you have enough at the moment to reach third place? Do you think those 3 games in hand, you think you can take all 3 points in 3 games, or do you think there's gonna be a couple draws and maybe a loss or 2 in there as well?
If there's anything I've seen from the Premier League this season, anything is possible. Expect the unexpected, as they say. I think the key thing is what we're gonna get during this transfer window to strengthen our team. If we can get 1 or 2 players, it will make a big difference in the right positions You know, before we've spoken about needing a centre back and needing a midfielder, a creative midfielder. We get those, then we've got a chance. We've got a big chance of securing that top four. But we'll see. We'll see.
You know, Ben, we're gonna stick it with you. We're gonna stay with you for a little bit longer. I have a question for you. Who do you think has been the biggest underperformer this season, team-wise?
I think it's very obvious, bro. Manchester United.
Oh wow,
that's so obvious, bro. Let's just be honest, yeah. When we were sitting here in August and we're looking at that team, the players they had, you know, the Sanchos, the CR7s, you know, the Varans. These men came in for a purpose. You know, you were looking at that squad and you were thinking, right, and they just came from being second. Do you see what I'm saying? They managed to pull off second. So you're kind of like, yo, you know,
the strength and already squad that got second.
Yeah, it's like this is business right now. You know what I mean? But man, them like Greenwood were banging goals. Bruno was playing for his best game. So you were like, yo, this is serious. And then, yeah, it just and it's still going. It's sinking, bro. That's the Titanic that's sinking for days, bro.
It's crazy because when you think about all those signings, when you look at, for example, Varane, I don't think he's played many games because he's been injured quite a lot. Look at Sancho, hasn't really been doing much. Has he done anything in the league? I think he's maybe scored 1 or 2 goals maximum.
They keep saying he needs more time, but how much more time do you want to give this guy?
Come on, Dwayne, let's talk.
Yeah, that's a good question because now it's halfway through the season. What we saying on Sancho? Because
but the same argument can be had about Grealish. Same argument can be had about Grealish, especially Grealish that's been playing in the Premier League. We don't need to
focus on Grealish. That's Man City. We're talking about United right now. I'm just saying, when do we start talking about Sancho? Because it's now halfway through the season.
I just want to say this, yeah. I just want Dwayne, you listen. First and foremost, sir. First and foremost, I'm going to have a sip of that beer because that was a very good point you just made about Sancho, and I think that we should really start to kind of. I don't know if we just need an intervention session with some of the United supporters, maybe get them into a room, you know.
But
they're not here. They're
hiding. I don't know. I feel that we just need to understand because a lot of these United players were throwing slander at players from other teams in similar situations with young players. But now that the heat is on them, I'm seeing all kinds of think pieces, the terms of match of the day, loads of sporting analysis, people talking about what he did in the Bundesliga, all of that stuff. You're kind of missing the point. Because
you remember they were cussing Spurs. They were cussing Spurs. They said, "Oh, Spurs got Conte. Now we got the real manager, Ragnar."
Yeah. Oh yeah, wrong. That's another thing altogether. Listen,
pressure. What is it? Pressure football.
Ben, I agree. I do believe that the biggest underperformer this season has been United, simply because of the amount of investment that they brought in. However, I did say that when they signed Ronaldo, that could be a bit of an issue, signing him, because normally when you sign him, you have to build a team around him. So you either build a team around him or you try to find out another way that you can create a system. But he's not going to fit into that system. He's 37 years old. He ain't going to run. People talk about pressing. People talking about pressing is I heard someone say the pickle press. They're talking about Gengen press. I'm hearing the pickle press. I don't even know what's going on there, man. It's a madness over there. And obviously, from what I've seen so far in terms of performances, it's just not looking better. It's not looking better. And I understand. I do agree that there are issues with the midfield. I do agree that it's going to take time for them to understand pressing. But these guys are professional football players, right? And you have enough quality on the team to get results against Newcastle, against Wolves. I mean, okay, Wolves for me, we can down when we talk about overperformers or the biggest surprises. I think Wolves will be in there. But these are teams that they should be beating, right? But not only are they not beating them, they are getting outplayed,
played off the park.
You know, and at home too. So, you know, there's a few questions that has to be asked at the moment, and I don't even know where to start to fix that problem. I don't care. Maybe
was it Ole? This makes you question: was Ole really the issue? Was he ever really the issue?
No, they say Ole was at the wheel, man, but he's driving a Tesla. He's driving himself. You know what I'm saying? It's the team.
The players are the problem at Man United. It's what I've always gathered over the last few years. a lot of the players they buy are just shirt sellers. None of them actually fit into a structure of play. I was even just thinking about the attackers they've had. They've had Lukaku, they've had Ibrahimovic, they've had Sanchez,
Cavani.
they've had Cavani, Di Maria. Those guys
Igalo.
have been there. And yet, what is their style of play? What is it that they're trying to do? I don't get it. Like, of course, it looked great on paper when you hear the names Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo being signed. It sounded amazing.
Look what they've done to Van de Beek, bruv. They made man age real quick.
The guy can't even get a game.
Let me just add to that. That's a very good point you've made there, Dre. And this is one of the main things that I always say about United. I feel like they care more about PR than they care about building a title winning team. Because what we're seeing right now is even the players, when they have a bad game, we're seeing them releasing like press statements on their Instagram, and there's a madness, loads of things happening with United. Thinking Ole had like an exit interview, you know, for us to feel sorry for him, and like, oh, let's feel sorry for him. I'm like,
he got to Mukta was shedding a couple of tears for him.
Yeah, he was. Mukta was shedding tears, right? And for me personally, right? I don't know about anyone else here, but when I grew up, you looked at United.
Why they did that, bro? Because
this massive footballing like conglomerate, this big. It was this entity that dominated football. Like everyone that played there, you had the Roy Keanes, you had the David Beckhams, you had the Gary Nevilles, you had, you know what I mean, like the Cristiano Ronaldos, the Wayne Rooney's. Like this was like it was the pinnacle of football. And then when you look at it now, it's just a joke. It's just, you can just see right now that they only really care about profits. It's you know, it's that cycle. They underperform, the fans get angry, then they make like a random signing, the fans get happy again, and then the gas starts, and then it goes back down. You had Ole coming in, Ole at the wheel, you had friggin' Rio Ferdinand telling him to sign whatever. They signed him, he had a few good games to capitulate. Oh, goodness. Let's try and get in Jadon Sancho now. 2 seasons, bring him in. Now the guy's just looking lost. Bring in Donny van der Beek last minute. The guy hasn't played. You know what I mean? It's a mess over there at the moment. And to be honest with you, it's past the point of banter for me. I actually feel quite sad for United fans right now. You have to witness this in real time, man. Like, it is what it is. We talk about Tottenham are the banter clubs. I think United right now are the new banter club right now. I'm sorry, they are.
Wow. Kayla, I'm not gonna lie. You see when you go on your rant, yeah, it's actually quite deep. It gets deep to the point where I need to change the subject because I'm like, we need to.
You've got to bring the United fans back down to reality, bro.
It is, man. It is.
I saw the pundits say Liverpool don't have a chance because we didn't sign no one. We only got one defender. But the thing is, we still had a structure in play. Like I said it as well in the group earlier and something. I said, look, Varane sounds amazing. He's an amazing defender. But I said, him and Maguire, they were never gonna. They're not a correct partnership.
Varane's not a leader.
I said Ramos would have been the best option because he's a leader,
and he'll punch up man as well.
Yeah, and I said the other day, the reason why I said probably the best player so far at the moment at Chelsea that I really like is Thiago Silva.
I'll say Rudiger as well.
Yeah,
but Thiago Silva.
There's the leadership.
You look at Rudiger and look at Chris. They look organised now. The whole back line looks organised. You need someone that's in there that knows what they're doing. Guys, we push up, we drop back. You needed it. Varane's not that guy. He needed Ramos next to him to be that person to talk, to dictate the play and when they make their move. Varane and Maguire, they don't talk. You can see Maguire doesn't have that leadership. He doesn't have it.
I agree.
You know, Dwayne, let's stay with you for a little bit longer. So we just spoken about the worst team of the season, and I'm guessing it's unanimous that everyone thinks it's United. Who do you think who's your surprise team of the season? Someone that's been doing well, overperforming, should we say? Someone you didn't expect to be where they are.
Well, there's two.
Go for it. Because
there's a surprise one. But West Ham, I've been very impressed with them. They're still going, and because they're still in the top 6. That goes to show they got a lot of strength in their side. The only problem is that I'm a bit worried about them now that Ben Rama's now gone to African Cup of Nations.
AFCON, yeah.
But it's between them and Wolves for me. West Ham and Wolves. Like Wolves have just stuck out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from. You know, just even get into that really the top 8, considering beginning of the season, it didn't look like anything was really going for him. But Bruno Laga, you can see straight away, he has a style of play. He's got an idea on what he wants to do with that club. Once they start investing properly in the players that he needs, you can see they can start growing. They're just missing a few more players, but you can see what he's trying to do with the team. And I've been very impressed.
That's a good point though, because the teams that you've mentioned, I think they both performed well, or they both, I would say, benefited from playing behind closed doors when we weren't able to have fans in the stadium. Those are the teams that were in and around the European positions. And I think what they're doing now is they're able to almost get that form back and build and run with it, which is a great thing.
I agree. Yeah,
I
agree.
Kadus, so would you have the same teams, or is there anyone else?
Yeah, West Ham. I mean, it's 2 for me. It would have been 3 actually, because West Ham's also a very good shout. I do agree that they're doing very well this season, especially they're also playing in Europe as well. So, big up to them. But one team I would say for me that's really surprised me for the most part is Arsenal. And just to add,
he was baiting you to say that, bro.
Just add a preface there. Well, no, whether you say it or not, it's still what I believe. And I'll preface it by saying that they haven't got European football, so you should really be doing well. But just the way that you played, man, I think the past few games, especially against City, I mean, you did Arsenal things by Gabriel being sent off, but just the way that you played, there's a system. You can definitely see there's a philosophy that you're trying to play. You're very brave in possession. You got the young players coming through, which are doing really well. Odegaard, I questioned him when he came back, but he's been really, really good for you. Obviously, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, even Martinelli now. Hopefully, if he stays fit, he's going to be another revelation. I think that what's happening at Arsenal right now is a very good platform to build off of, and that I think that's another good. It could be a good.
Shout out to man like Kieron. He never shouted Arteta out, bro. He always said, trust the process. That's your line.
I was called delusional back in the day, I was getting cussed on the podcast.
And just like the second one as well is Wolves for sure. I think it was a game against Liverpool actually, which kind of made me really kind of pay attention. Actually, no, I think it was actually City. They played City first, didn't they? And then Liverpool.
No, it was us first.
Us first, yeah. And you had to get a penalty to beat them, and then obviously with City as well, there's a penalty, and we played them, and they were very hard. They were just very hard to break down, very very organised. And I think once they start scoring, it could be a different situation altogether. But it's been I think those two surprised me the most.
Okay, so Ben, same question over to you. Who has been your surprise performer this season?
As much as you're gonna agree, and for me, it's been Arsenal. I think.
So hold on a second.
Listen,
sorry, I'm my Bluetooth right now. What did you say?
I'm not repeating, but
you can type it if you want to. Okay.
Nah, I've said it already. Okay. I just didn't expect them to be where they're at right now. And that's the truth. And they're doing bits. So we'll see innit. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not giving.
There was hatred there, man. There was hatred.
I know.
It's hard for me. Listen, it's hard for me to even say what I just said. So don't push it.
I know, you know what it is? I rate you as well because you're actually wearing your Spurs top. I know you haven't worn it in a while. Back in the day, you had the blazer and you had the silk coat with the Spurs logo and everything. So the fact that you brought the top out today and you're rating Arsenal, thank you. I salute. Look, I salute you.
He's milking it.
No. I'm trying to salute you. You get me?
Yeah.
But leading on to that, I would say I agree with everyone in terms of their teams. But I would say for me, as an Arsenal supporter, they have surprised me the most as well. Again, we've spoken about West Ham, what they've done. We've spoken about Wolves. We've also spoken about Arsenal. But the thing for me is the fact that we were getting terrorized in the first 3 games. That Brentford, we played absolutely abysmal. We got played off the park. Then we come up against Chelsea. And we played on my birthday as well. And I thought, is this what's happening on my birthday? Yeah, people just getting thrashed left, right, and centre. And then the third game, City, even worse, a 5-0 drumming. And I was like, this isn't life. But what I really liked is the fact that after that game, you could see that something was changing. We started to get our spine back. We started to get all of our players back. and we started to play it in a way which is like I can see something happening, I can see something going forward. And also, something which is so impressive is that all of our players, well, the majority of them, are under the age of 23. It's a very, very young squad, and that's very, very. I would say it's almost like it could be like a bad science experiment. If it goes wrong, it could go terribly wrong because mentally it could damage them, and physically, if they pick up an injury, they could be out for a very long time. But the fact that they're showing a lot of mental awareness to rise to the challenge, and I think this is all down to one special person not getting picked anymore, and his name is Pierre Aubameyang. Let's bow our heads for Pierre Aubameyang.
This guy's not serious. He's gassed.
Okay.
He's gassed. Okay.
Okay. No, but I must say, as soon that's Pierre coming from me from my heart. But I must say that since he was taken out of the team, there has been so much fluidity from everywhere on the pitch, which we wasn't getting before. He was our talisman, and he wasn't doing it at all. But now he's come out the squad, and we've got other players doing bits. And like Kadus said, he mentioned Odegaard, he mentioned Saka, he mentioned Martinelli, he mentioned Smith Rowe. They're all contributing to goals, something which we never had before. Those couple of games at the beginning of the season, no one was scoring. So anyway, that's my rant over.
But
Like
you man still need to start beating his top 4, top 6 teams though. Yeah,
I agree. So I'd say going back on things, I think we had a good chance to beat United, but we crumbled. I think City again, we played very well, but costly mistakes. So all we can do is press forward. We can press forward, and we've got Liverpool coming up next in the cup game.
I think you made a good point about it being young players, because I think that's something that you can carry on for 3 to 5 seasons and add on to it. Do you know what I mean? Because you already got certified players that you can just constantly add on to, or if you lose 1 or 2, you can quickly add on to. So I think that's the advantage you guys have if you can continue to build onto that. As soon as you stop building onto that, or as soon as you make the wrong decisions and buy Pepe's, then you're done. Pretty much. So I think, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. As I said, you man are there, but there's a couple of teams that are a few games behind you. So we'll see if you hold on to that. Challenge is to hold on to that.
I can't see it being too much of an issue just because you haven't got European football. It's going to be a bit. It's going to be a lot going on, obviously, because there's a lot of cup runs in January, February time. But you haven't got Europe, and I think for that top 4 spot, a lot of the teams aiming for top 4 are playing in Europe. Well, I say West Ham are playing in Europe. Tottenham they got kicked out. Everyone else is playing in Europe.
Wolves aren't.
Wolves are too, yeah.
I think also as well, I think the fact that there's so many games being cancelled, I do think that the backlog as well could deter a lot of teams going forward as well, because I think a couple of days ago the Liverpool Arsenal game got postponed because they were meant to play on the, I believe it's the 6th of January, but now that game's been postponed, Arsenal now they're going to be playing 2 games in space of like 42 hours. Which is absolutely crazy, man. So,
and you guys don't have the squad
from
depth
what I've been
that.
told, your game got pushed back a day after.
It got pushed. No, but I've said because we've had to reschedule that Liverpool game. There's still going to be another game you have to play 42 hours after that.
No, but I heard that game has been pushed back.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I've heard that game's been pushed back for you by a day after. So you've got a good, few more days to prepare.
Jeez, and by then I'm guessing all your players will be back from AFCON as well. So I'm not sure if
they're February. They're back in February.
You know what? All I want to say, this is gonna be a special shout out for, the Ballon d'Or nominee. I think he should win it this year. The Egyptian king. I hope he takes it all the way to the finals, and I hope he wins it. The best player in the league.
Just so he doesn't play. Oh, you're bad man,
no.
bro.
What are you talking about? No, I'm just.
You see it, Ben? I see.
No, I'm just saying. But can we all just have a fist up? Or actually, let's do. I don't know. What should we do? Something. And let's give a big round of applause for Mo El Nene. Let's go, Mo. Let's go.
All right.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I was gonna say,
Okay.
take it home, man. Take it home. But before we wrap up today, I tell you what. Let's go through your top 6 predictions. We could be nice or we can be brutal. You can either tell me. Actually, do you want to give me your top 6 in order or just your top 6? So it doesn't have to be, for example, you think they'll
Just
be
top 6.
Okay.
Just top
Just
6.
top 6. Okay, because Ben's nervous. So Ben, let's go with you first.
Obviously, City, Liverpool, Chelsea. They might drop it off a little bit, but and then Spurs.
Okay, now be serious and do it again.
Nah, serious. That's as serious as I get, bro.
Okay, jeez, I like that. Dwayne, let's go.
City. I'm going Liverpool. The Chelsea. I'm going to have to say, I think Arsenal will return back to Champions League football. I'll then say Spurs.
You're mad, bruv. You're mad.
I'll then say Spurs, West Ham, and then United.
Oh, that was
Manchester United.
Was that top 7?
Was that not 6 now?
No, you went 7.
Say that more to me. Say that more.
United is in 7th, bro.
I tried to help Manchester United out. You know,
it's all good,
It's okay.
man.
He made up the fact that I only did 4 and he's done 7. You know, he's making it up. It's okay.
I like that. And also as well, Dwayne, I know for a fact he's doing your order as well. I know the way your brain thinks. I know that. You know, blue bar in that. I know the way you brain thinks. Kadus, over to you, my friend. Let's go.
I would say City, Chelsea. I would say City, Chelsea, obviously Liverpool, West Ham, Arsenal, and then for that 6th place, I'd say Tottenham.
Okay.
Right, you did that in order, mad.
No, that was I started off and then I just kind of drifted. So yeah, nice.
Man said 6th place, Tottenham.
That's it's better than the last spot you're in. So you and Europa League Conference League. So actually,
get shot the Conference League.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I think we all start the same. City, and then Liverpool, Chelsea. Yeah, those 3 for sure. Okay, let's put Arsenal in there. I think they're playing really well at the moment.
Do you see how he froze as soon as he tried to put Arsenal in there? Computer was like, nah, fam.
I'm not frozen. No, it's me thinking. You get me?
Nah, bro, before that, you froze.
That's how I do. That's how I do. And then you know what? I don't know how they're gonna do it, but United, they always seem to pull out the bag somehow. And Spurs. So I think we might have our traditional big 6 back at the top 6. That's what I believe.
I hear you. I understand that. I can see it. Do you know that's the thing? Is I'm worried about West Ham losing Ben Rama to African Cup of Nations because he's been a massive cog to their team at the moment. So yeah, losing him for quite a while might actually hurt him.
Okay, Ben, I see you was itching to say something. What do you want to get off your chest?
Nah, nothing.
Okay, you're just nervous. All right, so thank you so much for being with us today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Again, with the second podcast for 2022. Please make sure, again, you like, you subscribe, and you share. We're trying to bring you more content. We love the fact you always engage with us. If there's anything you want us to say as well in our podcast, if there's any topics you want us to bring to the forefront, make sure you hit us up because we're always reading and listening to your comments. Thank you so much to the panel of guests, Dwayne, Kadus, and Ben. I have been your host for today, Kieron. Take care and see you all next week.
Peace. Deuces.